Okay, class, let's begin. So today class is about partial fractions. Okay, partial fractions is not a difficult topic, it's an easy topic. But it's one of the topic yang jalan kerja dia panjang lah. But it's not complicated. Alright, so this is not the mostly hot, just mostly follow the steps and you'll be fine. Okay, before we begin, I want to do this in the opposite direction. I would like to start with the hardest question. Yeah, not really hardest, but the trickiest of all. Sebab kalau tak abang sekarang, most likely you're going to forget about it. Okay, I want you to look at this equation and tell me what are the similarities of them. Fraction, yeah, very good observation. Yeah, equation, thank you. Yeah, power 4. And then I add one more. My goodness. Okay, let's try this one. This 3 is enough. Let me give you one more. What's the difference of this compared to if I said to you x over x plus 1, x plus 2? So in short, among these 3, what's the difference compared to this one? Okay, bawah ni power dia berapa? The right one, the denominator, what power is the highest one? X squared, do you agree? This one x squared. This one here, x cubed. This one here, x squared. This one here, x squared. So we can say yang ni power 1, ni 2, ni 4, ni 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. So can you agree this is the only one, the numerator, numerator. Tak nampak ah? Let me. Okay, so we can agree this one, the numerator power is less if you compare to the deno lah. But what about these other 3? This one is power 2, this one power 2, this is same power. This one, numerator more power. What about this one? Numerator more power. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, dengar elok-elok, at least kalau antara benda, the only thing that you get from this lecture is this sentence, what I'm going to say. These 3 is what we call improper fractions, where the numerator has more power. So if it's improper fractions, what should we do? Long division. Let me tell you one story. It happens in, I'm not sure, 2013 or 2014. At that time, I was in the exam hall, and then the first question of the first exam in matrix was this polynomial question. And then the student, they did not realize this is improper fraction, so they start ahead dengan kaedah partial fraction, with the partial fraction method. And what happens? 0 marks. Okay, try imagine this. This is your first exam, first question, and then you're all hyped up. Okay, boleh berjaya, Malaysia boleh. And then first soalan kau tak boleh buat. How does it feel? Down, okay? You cannot do your first exam question. You thought you were smart, you thought you have studied enough, you thought you have prepared. Hancur at that time. So how are you going to do the second question? You're still down. How are you going to do the third question? You're still down. And then people cannot recover. And then that is the exam that people get out from the exam hall with the loudest shouting ever. Tidak! Okay, and that what happened next is other papers pun jatuh juga. Because mentally, maths dah down, first paper, other subject jatuh. Alright? So what I'm trying to say is, when you see partial fractions, the first thing you need to do is check whether it's improper fraction or not. Okay, I think I missed my R. Okay, let me show you one more example. What do you think of this? (3x cubed plus 12 over what about this? Why is it improper? Same power kan? Ni x cube, right? Sorry, it's an x cube. Same power. So if it's improper, what should you do? Long division. Okay, alright. I think long division you guys dah banyak, okay? So I'm going to save our time. So if you ever interested and you want to know, this thing here, you will get yourself 3 plus, oh my goodness, 3 x squared minus 6x plus 18 x minus 1 x squared plus 2 after you have done your long division. Okay, you know how to do long division, so I don't need to teach you that one again. This part over here is what we call ourselves partial fraction. What do you mean by partial fraction, sir? Yeah. But how do you recognize it's a partial fraction? Bila denominator dia ada 2. It does not mean linear, just that you have 2 denominator and you cannot do anything about it. And you can split that part and you can get yourself into (3 plus 5 over x minus 1 plus 2x plus 8 x squared plus 2. Okay, so today class is about this. How to change from this thing into this part. You guys okay? That's our class today is about. Changing from here until here. Other examples that I can give to you, just for fun. that our first one just now? We have a bit of space. X squared minus 2x over x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equals to 1 minus 7x plus 6 x squared plus 5x plus 6. And is it okay? Do you see any partial? No? Why not? Is this a partial? Why not a partial? One denominator lah kan? Okay, now let me ask you one question. Can you factorize this? What do we get? 1 minus 7x plus 6 over x plus 3 x plus 2. Now, is that a partial fraction? Sorry about that. Is this a partial now? It is a partial by now. Pasal apa is a partial? We have two denominators. Recognize? Okay, so this one here we can exchange. We can use the partial fraction and we get ourselves. Nanti saya terangkan how. I'll explain how. Okay, so this topic, firstly you must recognize whether it's improper or not improper, and then secondly you need to recognize whether it's a partial fraction or not. Okay, can we move on? Okay, the type of partial fractions. There are mainly three main types. It's like recognizing the type of Pokemon you have. So let's say it's a x over x plus 1 x plus 2 squared and x squared plus 2. The first one here, x plus 1. Okay, before we begin, why this is a partial fraction? We have three denominator lah, three types of denominator. Please pay extra attention because this topic is where actually you're going to use them again in SEM 2. So semester 2, this topic you will see them again. So this is what we call linear. Just x plus 1, not a problem. The second one is what we call, you see this square? This is what we call repeated linear. Yeah, you can say that, but mostly people just call it repeated. And lastly, quadratic is not the right word, not totally right. Can you factorize this? First question, when you see a quadratic, ask yourself, can you factorize? Cannot, right? So this is what I call cannot factorize is right. Yeah, you're not totally wrong. But English please. Unfactorizable. Unfactorizable quadratic. Okay? You need to ask yourself, can you factorize a quadratic or not? And the linear, they will have a partner. This partner is what you need to know. We say it as a over x plus 1. Okay, so this is the partner. Let's move on. Now what about the repeated? You will have 2. Nampak ni kuasa 2, right? You see this is power of 2. So plus b x plus 2 plus c x plus 2 squared. You must double it. So that also means if you got power of 3, ada satu lagi plus d x plus 2 power 3. But that's not in your syllabus lah. You okay? And finally, for the unfactorizable quadratic, it will look something like this. Dx plus e. What's the difference between this compared to other linears? There's an x over there. Okay? So kalau bawah ni, if at the denominator there's a power 2, so the partner is power 1. Same goes to if you got power 3 bawah ni, atas ni is x squared lah, but that is not in your syllabus. Are you okay? Alright, that's all for today. Thank you very much for coming. See you again. Technically, that's the summary of this topic. Alright, have fun. See you again. No, kidding. Of course lah, how to solve right now, right? Okay, ready? Let's begin. Okay, I'll start with the easiest of all. Okay, so what's the partner? So, A over x minus 1 plus b over x plus 2. Okay, what type of this? Linear. This is also linear. Easy one. Okay, please watch carefully. What's the next steps? Okay, the idea for this topic is you want to make this one disappear. Let me give you a very easy example. If you got yourself 2 over x equals to let's say 3, you don't want this x, what do? You multiply lah. So you got yourself 2, 3x. That's the easiest example. So in this case, I don't want this thing. I'm multiplying this to that side. So I'm multiplying this to that side. So what actually happened, I'm going only to show you once, because you don't need this process, is ax minus 1 times x minus 1 x plus 2 plus b over x plus 2 x minus 1 x plus 2. So what happened? Yeah, potong. Simplify things out. If you want to potong, you need scissors. Which you get yourself into here, 2x plus 3, a x plus 2 plus b x minus 1. Okay? Are you fine? You stay alive? Okay, now here comes the trick. Not the most fastest, not the most efficient, but the easiest way. I ask yourself, how does x minus 1 equals, if x minus 1 equals to 0, what is x? If this is x minus 1 equals to 0, so x equals to 1. So let x equals to 1. What happened to the left? 5. What happened here? A3 or 3a plus 0. 1 minus 1. Okay? Do you want me to repeat that again? Please raise your hand. So we declare x equals to 1, right? So 1 minus 1, what do you get? 0. Hey, ni paling senang tau tak? Okay, so we see this one, x minus 1. We let x minus 1 equals to 0, so x equals to 1. You agree? So now we let x equals to 1. We substitute this into here, here, and here. So 2, 1 plus 3, 5. 1 plus 2, 3. 1 minus 1, 0. You okay? Want me to repeat that again? Please raise your hand. Thank you. So what is A? 5 over 3. Now how are you going to find B? What value you want to substitute this time? Now, just now we did this one equals to 0, right? Now, can I do this equals to 0? So x equals to what? So if I say x plus 2 equals to 0, x equals to negative 2. It's of course easy. So let x equals to negative 2. So substitute this one into this one here, this one here, this one there. Over here, negative 4 plus 3, negative 1. What about this one? 0, very good. This one? Well, we can say negative 3b. Are you okay? So what is b? 1 over 3. Easy? So going back to what we did on the first part. So we got ourselves A is this one here. A is 5 over 3. B is 1 over 3. Alright, class. Please pay attention for a while. So, I mean, it's tough lah if you're going to put it like that. So we put the 5 up here over 3 down here. Same goes for B. B is 1 over 3. So 1 is at the top, 3 as denominator. Got that one? Okay, I repeat one more time. 5 over 3, so you put the 5 on top, 3 at the bottom. 1 over 3, 1 at top, 3 at the bottom. So yeah, the whole things, we can write them back as 5 over 3 x minus 1 plus 1 over 3 x plus 2. Sorry. Are you okay? Okay. Okay, moving on. Next example is repeated.